Okay, so good evening, everyone. I hope you all can hear me. And let's get started, right? So today we'll be talking about the introduction to design system. And to teach this class, I will need you guys to be very attentive and very, just very open-minded. And trust me, there's a big chance that the method I'm applying to this particular topic might be different from the ones you are familiar with. And truth be truth, design system is a very diverse topic that a lot of people have been, how do I put it, treating differently. There's a lot of teachers, a lot of YouTubes, a lot of courses on it. So the most important thing is for you to actually at least grab something. You understand? Just you might discover new ways of doing things from today's class. So please be open-minded, right? And at the end of the day, we should be able to build something from today's class. All right. So coming, just give me a minute. Okay. All right, so I'll be teaching this class directly from our paid course. So we have a paid course, and that's the design course, the product design course for the EOTA students. If you want to be a student, if you want to buy the course, you can always reach out. You can send message to me right now, or just drop, just indicate on this chat, and we'll send you the link to get the course. But I'll be teaching directly from the paid course. The paid course actually has design system as one of the curriculum. You understand? So that's where I'll be picking things from. Okay, but practically, I'll just show you guys how to at least run one or two things. And if you want to advance or you want to proceed, you want to get better, you can always check to buy my course and you join our private students. Those we usually have classes on weekends, on Saturday or Sunday, I think, every 6 p.m. Whereby we go over about 40 topics, I think so. And there's also a pre-recorded class, so that you can always watch. All right, so let's get started with something. So let me go to my browser and show you guys. Okay, just give me a minute. All right. So today, we'll be looking at, let me see. Okay, so introduction to design system. So I'll just give you guys an overview, right? Design system, basically, they are reusable components, and they are basically systems that you put in place to make sure your product has some sort of consistency and everything is systemized. You understand? That's like the basic of what design system is. And we have a lot of people that collaborate on this. So it's not entirely on you alone as a designer. Okay. You have a lot of collaborators. You have the developer and you have the brand team. That's the product design. Sorry, the brand design team. We have the developers also. In fact, developers they have some sort of, might not be too much, but they have a say on the design system. The people that give you the contract, which I'm going to consider them as stakeholders also. Sometimes we need some sort of like animations, iconography, that might not be done entirely by the product designer. So sometimes you might need to contract some things out. Okay, you also need copywriters, right? People that are going to write the feedback, the buttons, the text. We also have some stakeholders, as even the business owner has a say on the design system. But that's not even the case here, right? You kind of need to be kind of like, open-minded when you are doing a design system. Just try and embrace collaboration, ask questions, say, guys, what do you think? And all that. So I actually put a YouTube link, especially for our students, that can actually help you to understand or learn better. Okay, apart from watching the course or the pre-recorded classes, you can also check on this guy on his YouTube. It's called Mizuko, but I think so. I don't know his name again. So just click on it. He has a lot of series. You understand? He has a lot of series, and yeah. So that's that on that. You can just check him out. Then I also put some layouts from design system. I'm coming. Okay, so I also put some design system material.io that you can read more on, which I'm actually going to open. And material design, everybody knows it. Most product designers know this. It will help you to understand the essence of design system, basically. Okay, it will tell you about layouts, understanding layouts, responsive grid, spacing method, component behavior, all these things. You can basically like read more on that, understand. You can also check navigation, understanding navigation and all that, right? Yeah, so that is design system. So you can see that there's an intentionality behind every button you see. Do you understand? Every button, every product you see out there, there's a sort of like intentionality. There's a reason why people are doing what they are doing, down to colors. Okay, how to apply colors. You understand? How to, how to create your color scheme and all that. We'll practically, create some today. Text legibility, typography. You can just check material.io so that you can read better on some of these things, right? So in the class, we talked about how to create some things like that, how to document them. But for this class, I'm going to also be showing you how to document some of your systems that you must have designed. So you can see even sound, okay? There's a lot about sound that they have documented or they must have written. They've written informative sounds, reassuring sounds, honest sounds, music, type of music you should use for your app, the kind of voice, everything is there, right? Applying sound to your UI, sound attributes, even iconography. You understand? So some of these icons you see, they're also systemized. You understand how to draw icons. I think there's a section on the class that says iconography. There's an episode on the class that talks about iconography and how to use it, how to draw key lines and all that. So we talked about it in the other class. Well, that's not what we are looking at today. Systemic icons, right? Blah, blah, blah. So some of these things actually makes, the product design that we all see out there. They make it very, very, it's a serious business. And kind of, that's like the difference between the regular UI UX and product design. Product design, you have to keep doing this thing over a period of 1 year, 2 years, you keep building it, keep maintaining it, naming the icons, maintaining the library, updating the library, etc. Okay. I also talk about branding styles. So there's a platform whereby you can actually visit and see how everybody has been applying colors to your brand or the concept of your branding and how you can actually compensate your design system using brand guides. You understand? So there are some products whereby when you want to start with a client, first thing you need to do is to understand their branding. They will give you a brand guide, understand their color, and you'll be able to create color palettes from their brand guide. So I actually put something on that. I also have typography, right? Typography, colors, grids, iconography. I basically put links that could help, people to, to learn design system better, you understand? And even more YouTube links. So, well, for today, we'll be looking at two things, right? We'll be looking at this list, okay? And these are the lists of components that makes up a design system. It's a full list, you can see. And even on my Figma, I have something like that on my Figma. So let me run my design system. Just give me a minute. So I showed some of you this yesterday. I said yesterday, last class. So I showed some of you this last class where I said I designed for alerts, avatars, badges, breadcrumbs, button, calendar, cards, charts, whatever, right? And that's because of there's a list that I actually, I have, contact with, okay? That will at least it will guide me on what have I picked and what have I not designed, understand? So some of these things I actually linked them again to material.io so that I can actually help you to understand even better and how to be. So the course is actually going to help you to advance your design system skill. And the funny thing is that there are some product designers that they are specific, what is it called? Their specific skill or what they offer. You understand? Is that they are design system designers. You understand? It's that funny. There are some people that basically they are not UI designers and they are actually they know how to do UI and UX, obviously, but they will just like their specialty is or their niche is design system designers. Give them 3 years, 2 years, or 1 year, or 6 months, 3 months project contract, and they'll keep building the design system that your whole company will keep using. So that's that on that. We have a list here, but I'm not going to really use this list. I'm just basically telling you guys that you can always check Google and just ask what lists or what are the things that I need to have to make my design system complete. Some will tell you need like to do about 60, 50, 20, whatever, right? As far as you are familiar with what you are doing. I think I have about 30 here that I have built, and I'm still basically building them. And I'm also still writing some sort of like guides around them, you understand? So this is going to take me like a long while. And I was telling you guys in last class that I think I've done some of these things about like since last year, and I'm now writing the documentation now because I need to ship out something, so I don't really have time to do documentation this time. But now I can do documentation because I have the time. All right, so let's get started. And I hope everyone is there. Everybody's listening. Is your mind here? Though some people say they don't have access to the class. I hope they are all here now. Okay, I'm trying to look at the chat. So okay, all right. So let's get started. So let's create a new file. And I've told you guys last week that the first thing you should do is that you should give your name. So I'm going to put +2. Always title the name of your project. It's very, very important. And then obviously I also told you guys to always draw some sort of covers so that you can always find out where your project is. Okay, so let's use something like this for now. +2, and let's just give it. Let me shift this to this place. Okay. All right. So you right click you set it as a thumbnail, right? And that will make you to be able to at least to find it in future. Okay, so now move to the next page, and the next page is going to be our design system, right? As components. So today, I think I'm just going to talk about at least 3 or 4 important configurations in design system, which are colors, buttons, text feed, and alert. So I'm going to write that here. So we have the colors, we have the text feeds, and we have the buttons, and that's the last one again, alerts. And maybe if there's time, okay, we'll consider icons. So let's just say icon sets. Okay, so I hope there will be time for us to figure out all this, but you guys know the drill. This class should be split into halves. So every 45 minutes we'll take a break, come back, a 1-minute break or 2-minute break or 30 seconds break, we'll come back and we'll look at how to continue the class. So let's talk about the colors. So when they give you a logo, right, we have a logo, a client gives you a logo and say, okay, this is my logo, this is my project, this is the name of my app, and our primary color is this. Now, how do you make a color system out of it? So I'm going to assume that our official brand color is, let's use this. So let's say this is our official brand color, right? So one of the things I used to tell my students is that you can basically create your color scheme from ground up, or which is even better, just run a plugin. Okay, there's this plugin I use is called Matter Color. Okay, just click on it and it's going to run. Okay, so Matter Color, all right, so you can just pick this and you can call this primary color or something. Okay, or just say, let's say brand or blue, I don't know, just give it a name, right? And you can just pick these two, make accent and make paint style. So it creates palettes, and you're going to have about 10 shades of this, okay, or even more. So this is basically a shade of this color, and the funny thing is that it has been saved. You can see it has been saved in your Figma. So in cases whereby you want to apply this color, this primary one, okay, you can just go over here and click here, and you can pick the blue. You understand? So that is one way of creating this. Another way of creating this is that you can do this manually. So I'm going to delete this for now. Okay, I'm going to still rerun it. Another way you can do it is that you can create this with an application called, okay, you can go to material.io and go to colors. Okay, so go to color usage or color system. Let's find one. And you can just come over here and look for it. Okay, so this is it here. And you can, can just go to your Figma, pick out the color code, copy it, and go here, and then you can paste it here. So when you paste it here, this material design is going to give you some sort of like complementary design, basically like recommend another color you can run with it with, you understand? So, and these are the basic color scheme. Is the same thing as the one we had. That one had about 50 shades in between. This one have 100 shades, you understand? So you can pick up any of these colors and start copying them. Okay, I think there should be a feedback here saying that you've copied it. I don't know. So you just copy it and you can start making those sheets one after the other. You understand? So you can just create 9 of these. I don't know. And like I tell my client and my students, you don't entirely have to create a lot of it. You can just pick about your top 5. Okay, so some of us, someone like me, I really don't like too many shades of my blue. You understand? So I'm going to just pick, maybe I'll just skip from 900 to 700 to 500 to 300 and to 100, something like that. So this is the primary, which I already have. Okay, I'm going to paste it here, which is this one. Then I'll go to the next one, which is this. I'll paste it here. And I'll go to the next one, which is 500. Copy it. If you tap on it, it's going to copy. So just go over. And I'm going to go to 900. So I'm going to go to 300. I'll put it here. Okay. And I'll go to the next one, which is 100. You know, just to, or let me pick this last one. I prefer this last one. And I'll just paste it. Now that you've done this color shades, right, which is looking pretty cool. Another thing, you now have to save it. You have to put it inside your Figma. Understand? It has to be inside your Figma. So I'm going to, how do you do that? You just click on this 4 style icon here. Click on it, click on plus. So you can call this your blue, or you can call it main brand, whatever, right? You can give it a description, create a style, and it's going to save. Now, the thing about saving some of these things is that you need to be very creative about saving. So that's basically how to save a style. But let me show you a better way to save it. You can click here and click on plus and write something like brand slash. Okay, you can put blue. So let's say 900. You understand? So 900 is the highest, 100 is lowest, something like that. Okay. And let me delete this. So you see, your brand is now inside. Okay, your colors is now inside what is it called? Like a folder. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. You can add another one and you write it again, brand slash this is blue, let's say blue 700. Okay, and then you see that it's inside here. Or just go straight and just start naming just blue 500. Okay, this one also, just so that you can be fast. The 300, and you can call this okay. So you can just move these 3 inside here. Understand? So everything is going to be in the brand. You can also rename it. You can call it main blue brand, something like that, or main brand color. Okay. And let's say the design system, sorry, the brand guide also suggested that their secondary color is let's use this yellow. Okay, so you run the same thing and you start building. So I can just copy this, go to my design system, can add the secondary color, and you paste. You can see we have, starting from here, do you want to go darker or do you want to go lighter? Any which way. So let's say I want to go, let me go lighter, you understand? Okay, let's go darker. So I'm going to pick this, which I really like. Okay, for the next one, I'll pick this one. And for the next one, pick this. And for this one, I'm going to pick this, you know, just to make it right? And then you save it also. So can you name it? So this one is going to be secondary slash, I can say yellow 500, the same thing. Let's just say this yellow 400. I mean, you can give it any proper name. It doesn't have to be like this. So okay, now that I have this four, I can move it inside here. Or like I said, just slash it, secondary slash yellow 100. And then you have your color. So this is you putting in your colors. You're basically putting them into Figma. And that is going to basically like help what is it called? It's going to help your consistency, so that when you want to draw shapes, or you want to draw lines, or you want to do buttons, right? You can just basically go over here and pick. Understand? So you don't have to be picking like this. This doesn't make sense. Not that you'll be looking for it. No, it doesn't make sense. Or you have to be doing something like this. So it makes sense if you pick this way, okay, or you pick like this. This makes sense. And the reason why we have this type of thing is that so that you can adjust it later. You understand? You can go over here and say, I want to, so maybe the client says that, can you adjust this color a little bit? So every time I adjust this, okay, wherever the color is showing is going to change, you can see. And that is how you can make adjustments in future. Maybe you saw some sort of like user interviews and people are complaining that they don't like the color, or they can't see the color, they don't understand it. So this is colors. This is how to save your color system, and you can apply them in your design. And I use this a lot, okay, in making projects and making product designs. I can easily like, make different shades, and I can apply it when I'm working. You understand? And it makes it very, very easy. Just go by, just pick any color and blah, blah, blah. So let me assume that I want to create an error message. So I say user suspended, right? Sorry. So I'm going to, I'm just choose maybe 24. And I say this user has been suspended from using this device. Okay. And I just do something like this. All right. So I run a plugin. Maybe there's a config that says error. So I just want to tell you how we use my color branding. So I'll change this to auto layout, add it here. Okay. And for this, I'm going to give it maybe 24, 24, and 12. Right. So obviously, I'm going to pick this. Okay. And for this one, I'm going to use, and you can see if it's I've saved my text feed. Maybe the text feed is black. It's going to look like this. Okay. And I can have a stroke, maybe 2. And this is going to be my error message. And you can see everything here is kind of like in systems. You can see yellow, secondary yellow, main brand color, and main brand color blue 900. And this is how you're going to make a system out of your color palette. And this one can be a component that you'll be working on. All right. So the name of this plugin again is called Metacolor. Metacolor. That's MATERCOLOR. Okay. So we have other color palettes plugins. You can always Google them or just check your Figma community. Go to Figma, you can find more. There's so many other one. I think I saw one, this one, which really makes sense. All I just have to do is to pick the color. I must have drawn the color, obviously, then I'll create a color palette out of it. It's even going to document it for me. Understand? So this is another one that you can make use of. Okay, but I don't know if, I don't think it runs, it saves it for you. So I'm guessing you have to be doing that yourself. Okay, so that is on documentation, but that's not what we are discussing this night. We are basically discussing how to install the colors inside your Figma. So does anybody have any question before we move to the next class? The next class is going to be on text feed, and I will tell you how to run some some micro interactions around your text feed, and we can go on from there. Anybody have any question? Okay, please, I'm going to call names. You have just 30 seconds. Please ask your question. Mercy.
Hi, good evening. I just want to quickly ask a question. There was, I don't know what you did in the material design platform where you were able to get the colors, like exactly what you clicked, because I'm right on that link and I'm not able to see.
Okay. So this is it here. Go to colors on material.io and click on color system. And you scroll down, you're going to find it. Or just click here, choose for picking colors. You'll find it here, so you can paste your colors and you can be picking. This is not the only place, so there are other softwares and other platforms that you can use to choose your color. All right, who else? Tosin.
Hi, good evening. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, thank you once again for this tutorial. So my question to you is, when designing, the colors you have chosen, like your main color, that's your primary color, your secondary, and if possible, you have a tertiary color. How often do you use all of them, or do you just use like 3 of each, or you make sure you use all different color shades of the primary, secondary, or tertiary, or you just use 2 in primary, 1 in secondary? I don't know if you understand.
Exactly what I'm saying. Exactly why I don't advise people to have long range of choices. Just have specific ones that will work for you. You understand? So the color system exists. So basically, you can just pick maybe 100 and the 300 shade, or you're using the 900 and the 700.